okay?
Oh, sorry. Okay.
So y'all just accept and then it'll start recording. All right, so thank you all so much for coming to this meeting. Call a meeting to order. I really kind of want to go through some important items. That way we can just knock out the big deal things, and then we can talk about the stuff that we would like to have. Does that make sense? So the first thing is, I think we're about 30 days out. So I need to share my screen so y'all can see my thing. Okay, perfect. Of course, as soon as I share my screen, I don't know if it messes you guys up, but it's like everything just like goes on my end. Like I had it all organized and now it's like, great, Zoom. Like you knew what I wanted to do. You have no idea. Stop trying to change it up. Okay, so let me move you guys back up here so that I'm seeing you. And then y'all can see my screen. So I'm gonna move this down a little bit so I can see what I'm doing. Okay, perfect. Okay, so the first thing is I had a meeting with the people from Hop It. Do you guys remember that platform that we talked about? And I went on their website and at first I saw and it was like $99 a month and it seemed doable, right? So I was like, oh, I can totally do this. Like worst case scenario, I'll just do a donation, right? Because I really want it to be awesome. But then I had the meeting with them and they said, oh no, they said that's not how the plan works. The plan works is you pay the $1,000 and then for every additional user, it's $99 a month. And then you pay that because you like, you know, every event is different and you have different people you want in or out, but you still have to pay the $1,000. And I was like, great, that's not happening. So just in the interest of time, I am still looking for a really cool platform that we can use. But I am going to be just moving forward with making Zoom awesome. I already wrangled my husband and just begged him. He's really good at like being the wizard and like he knows how to make it do what we want, which is the whole delay of, okay, let me share my screen, you know, like just like I did right now. And the whole point here is we have videos we're playing, so we don't want the awkwardness of, you know, I just want the videos to play. So he'll already have the videos already on a full screen. His will be ready to share. As soon as he hits share, it starts playing. So we're gonna go ahead and start moving forward with Zoom. And so the stuff that's highlighted in yellow, I'm just gonna make it, that's not a nice color. What should I pick? Well, I can pick like that blue and then brightens up a little bit, okay? So let's go ahead and just be okay with that. Is everyone okay with that?
Yeah.
Okay. And if you're not okay with it, then just speak out because I'm not looking at everyone. I'm really looking at the document, so I can't see everyone's faces, if that makes sense. So speak out really loud so we can hear you. One other thing that I wanted to do is, and this is just my personal, and I'm just looking here at the marketing, I kind of wanted to see if maybe Stephanie or Moose can do it. I wanted to do where we can have like the square graphics that do a countdown, and it could be like 30 days to TED, 15 days to TED, 14 days, and it just, and we have them all made already and then already pre-scheduled in the group. Does that make sense? And that way all we do is share them out. So I'm willing to do it, but if Moose can help out, because I really like how you guys saw the images, right? That he did of everyone. And I want that, I feel like that's the style that we need now. So I almost want to ask him to send me one of those pictures without a person in it, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
And because we can use that background thing so many different ways. Like it can be the countdown is right there. It can be saying that, I don't know, the planning committee people could be there. You know what I mean? Like anyone could be there. So if he can send us, an image of what he already made for the speakers, but without a person in it.
Are you talking about a countdown for the Facebook group? You want something to plug in there?
Yeah, it would just be the graphics. I personally would take that graphic and put it on all my social media. So
yeah, I can make that. I can make that if I have the background. If Moose, you know, or if you have it,
Right, that's the
If I have the
problem.
background, I
Like,
can make
you
them.
don't have it, so I think if you decide to do it, then if you can get a hold of him and get it
Okay.
to him, and then if you don't mind sharing that with everyone, because I think
Yep.
everyone can use that background for whatever they want to use it for. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So
And also you're talking about the Zoom background. I mean, I'm sorry, the Zoom platform.
yes,
What were you going to use that for?
for the event.
For the event.
Uh-huh.
Because I know there's other platforms out there that I've heard, other nonprofits that have used them besides Zoom.
Yes.
So let me do a little bit of research if that's okay. I know I have them written down in notes or something somewhere, and I will get that to you.
Perfect. Are you talking about stuff like StreamYard?
Yeah, I just can't remember. I mean, I was looking through my notes, but I've got like 15 notebooks on my desk right
So
now.
just in the interest of time, I want to just tell you about StreamYard so you'll understand that why we don't want to use something like StreamYard. So
Okay.
StreamYard is a kind of platform that lets you be like the producer behind, and you kind of like preload the videos, and it kind of like creates overlays. It allows you to bring in comments from people. That's really great, but we lose the whole effect of what we like about Zoom, which is everyone seeing each other and everyone feeling like they're in the event together versus just watching. Does that make sense? Because when we do with StreamYard, we're just watching. And that hop-in software that we were recommended last time, it did everything. It's like Zoom and StreamYard and all those other platforms had a baby, and like it let you have this Zoom experience plus have it super produced. Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
And so that's so while you're looking, know that we still want to have the Zoom experience of breakout rooms.
Okay.
Everybody, okay, everyone, we can see everyone. Let's take a picture, right? So if there's 100 people, if there's 200 people, they're all on. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Like everybody sees themselves.
Okay. Well, I'll just go back to my notes and see what, and I'll get back with you.
Okay. And you'll make the countdown, right?
Could I ask a quick question? I'm assuming that the security is being considered, so we don't get Zoom bombers and things like that.
What does that mean, Zoom bombers?
Oh, okay. So I've been on some conferences that have had this. If the information is out there and the password and that type of thing, people will come in and do a variety of not so nice things, from pornography to just any number of things, and try to take over.
Okay.
I was on a recent meeting, and it was a professional society, but somehow or another they took over, and they started coming in so fast that they couldn't boot them out, and we had to end early. So
and who's
what
right now? I'm so sorry. I can't see your name because I've moved everyone off.
Oh, it's Marge.
Marge. Okay, perfect.
But that usually
I
just happens when you share the link.
Yeah. So Mark, I
public.
can tell you that for this event, you have to register, first of all. So when you register, then you're going to, like, because we've decided we're using Zoom, what I'm going to do now is send everyone who has signed up on the Eventbrite, I'm going to send them the link to register on Zoom. Does that make sense? Because then
that's what
everyone has their own unique link. So I don't think we have an issue with that.
Yeah, and then when they log in, they may just need to use the same email and that'll happen. Yeah, so
we'll know who they are. If somebody comes in and is doing pornography, let's say, or something, we'll know exactly whose link that was, and we'll know who gave them the link because we can trace.
Yeah, but it doesn't.
It's
doesn't
not like that.
Stop it from happening.
Yeah.
On that day.
You can, and you can avoid that. Like, you can have a physical event in a place, and you'll have somebody come in and start yelling at the stage because they don't like what you're talking about, right? So I mean, at that point, that's why there's security, to block people. So I think it's a good concern, but I wouldn't say we're like, I mean, I guess at some point, I know that Zoom has that feature in there where you can, there's a security feature. I don't know if you've seen it. Like on my end right now, I see security and I can do a whole bunch of stuff. I mean, I could literally, if it started happening, I could remove everyone. Like I could stop.
Yeah, the one that I was on ended up doing that, but then it interrupted and ended the session, and they were using the security things also. But what it is you need to just look very closely, because there's a way that people register, and like you said, there's a unique link. And then when they come in, they have to kind of sign in using the same thing, their email and everything, because these things, they can get leaked out and then somebody else will be using that link. I just don't want to see the event interfered with and canceled.
What's the solution then? Like, what would you do?
I think to make sure that we look really closely at the Zoom platform and use all of the features, and just look into when they pre-register like that, that there's a secondary registration when they come in, and then cross our, I mean, it can happen with any platform, but there's people that are literally, that's all they're doing. I mean, they're not people that were against that particular event. I mean, it's people that just want to interfere.
Okay.
It's like hackers.
Yeah, and I hear what you're saying, but I think we've got it, because I think we can't go beyond what Zoom has for us. So we know that this isn't an open link that we're going to share with everyone, and anyone who has this link can go to it. It's almost like these planning meetings. I don't know if sometimes you guys have a hard time getting in because you don't remember, where you didn't add it to your calendar. So then every time you want to find a link, you may have to register again, right? So it makes you every time. And what that does is it avoids like the same link. Every time we have this meeting, it's not the same link. It's actually created multiple links based off of the day. So when somebody registers on the Eventbrite, it's going to give them a unique link. If somebody comes in and they're doing anything that is inappropriate, we will know who they are. And it's just the same thing as pressing charges on somebody. We'll take care of it, and I know it's a concern, but I'm not worried about it. I think the worst thing that could happen is, yes, somebody comes on and does that, but I think that's just something that you can't avoid in any circumstance, like whether it's a physical event or an online event, and whatever platform, I think you can't avoid it. So yeah,
I was more asking
the security of Zoom.
Yeah, I was more asking whether or not all those things were going to be put into place. And so you answered my question.
Yes.
And that we're aware and that they're going to be put into place, and that there's somebody who can boot people out if anything happens. And hopefully it won't, but it's real. It does happen. It does interfere, and it's not always having anything to do with the topic. It's people coming in doing things, just hacking. They're just searching the web for the information. So
I can tell you that it's happening in schools too. So I think it's,
I know, right? I'm at the university and I'll do it. And I'll tell you, the one that got really bad was the Plumeria Society.
Okay.
And it's a Corpus Christi based, and there were people coming in and just doing all kinds of stuff. And they had some stuff set up.
Yeah.
But it didn't work. They couldn't get them out. So it probably was just the user not knowing how to use those features. And that was one of the worst.
Let's get someone to work on that. Thanks, Marge. So can I just point out that as part of this process, I think, we can't avoid everything. Like, for example, right now, let's say, like, we get a power outage. I don't know, like, our event will die. We're not going to go get a generator, right? So I think we just have to be conscious of the fact that there will be situations that happen that are beyond our control. Does that make sense? And we'll just do the very best we can to still make it successful.
It'll work out.
Yeah, it'll work out. I think we're fine. Yes, we'll be completely fine. Okay, so the next thing I kind of want to talk about was the recording of the videos. Megan actually sent me a text. Megan, you're on, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't respond. I apologize, but I saw it, and she was asking if the TEDx presenters are going to be allowed to show a slideshow as part of their talk. And I think because this is happening at the Aurora Theater, we just have to ask them what their capabilities are, because I know that usually at TED Talks, people do use their PowerPoint, but keep in mind that you're giving a talk. And so we're not going to show your slides and not show you. So if you're giving a talk, the slides need to enhance the talk and not be the talk, if that makes sense. So if somebody tell me, I think, Chris, do you have the contact at Aurora Theater?
Yeah, I just talked to Megan about that. I'm going to find out for her.
Perfect. Thanks. Because I think I have never been to the Aurora Theater, so I feel really bad. I need to go there. I've been to Harbor Playhouse though, and I'm assuming it's kind of similar. And at the Harbor Playhouse, they can put a screen behind and project the PowerPoint, if that makes sense. So then when the speaker is speaking, like it's like their PowerPoint could be, you know, do you understand what I mean? Like they're speaking and their PowerPoint is like behind them, like really huge.
Exactly like a TED Talk, like they do in TED Talks. Yeah.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
I don't know if Aurora Theater has that capability.
They do. They have a screen and a projector and stuff.
Okay. Okay. So I think then the answer is yes then, I guess, right? We'll just need to, like, if we have 3 hours a day, I can't remember. Are we getting it for all day, or is it just the three, or is it $300? Am I confusing the price with the time frame? Is it $300 for all day?
It is $300 for the whole day.
Yeah. So I want to avoid spending time there. Like, oh, it's not working. Oh, your PowerPoint's not working. Oh, this isn't working. Does that make sense? I would rather that we practice ahead of time. If you're going to use a PowerPoint, then like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know if they'll let us go in there ahead of time, just one person, and test their computer there with the PowerPoints, if that makes sense.
We'll see what Jonathan says too. He may have done it before.
Well, I don't think he's been to, has he used the Aurora Theater before for the recording?
That's the reason I picked it, because he recommended it.
Oh, perfect. Okay. So he's recording the speakers, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I guess what we're talking about is the technology of, because I've had this experience. Somebody made a PowerPoint and they sent it to me and it didn't look like they wanted it to look. Like it didn't, like on their computer, it looked different than after they sent it to me and it loaded on that machine where the presentation was. So I just want to be, I don't want to be at the recording, especially because we're paying per day,
Mm-hmm.
and we're spending time fixing someone's slides. Do you understand what I'm saying? I don't know if I'm not being clear. It's not about whether they can, it's will the PowerPoint play and then this talk is given and they're done next. Does that make sense?
Kind of like, will it look right? Right. It's good.
Mm-hmm. Especially if, I don't know how advanced some of these PowerPoints may be, but if somebody decides to do animation, and are they using a Mac or are they using a PC? Like all that stuff matters. So we just need to make sure that if somebody is using PowerPoint, I guess we can just put a pin in that, let us know, because we'll need to work with you on that. Jonathan
is going to edit, cut, and produce these videos. He may incorporate that into his production of the video. We'll ask him.
Okay. Well, that would be better, I think, yeah, because then we can maintain the background and then it's just a slide in. Okay. So
can I ask a question really quick? Sorry, I can't see you, to interrupt in a nice way. Sorry about that.
No worries.
This is Michelle. Are we pretending like there's an audience, or are we just looking at a camera? In other words, are we actors pretending like we're getting responses?
Yes. That's the reason why we're doing it this way, because we want you to have the effect of giving a real TED Talk.
Okay.
So, yeah, we want, you have to think this video will be seen, the video we're doing is not for the event. It's forever, right?
Okay.
I'm hoping you'll end up on the TED website when COVID is gone and people still walk into theaters together. So after that, we want you to have this experience of having given a real TED Talk and not just on like a screen. Does that make sense?
It does. If we can find out for the recordings what kind of microphone we're using, is it going to be handheld, over the ear, or like a lapel? And I'm only asking because I have less experience with a handheld microphone, so I want to kind of practice how that feels.
Yeah, I think we want to use a lapel.
Okay.
So, and I'm pretty sure that's what we're going to do. I can't imagine us using a handheld.
There's not many that use the handheld ones or the mic stands.
No, and Jonathan doesn't. Anytime he does video stuff, he always like, you'll be wearing something and there'll be a microphone on you. And I think he's even done it before with the one that's like, you can't even see it.
Okay, yeah, that's what I was going to ask, is because sometimes the clothes you wear, it depends on what you're wearing and it might brush up against the clothes. So you might want to wear like a single layer instead of a double layer so that it doesn't mess up the sound.
Okay.
Speaking of the Aurora, we need to schedule our day with the Aurora so we can get it secured. Do you want to do it the last week of September or the first week of October, Liza?
September.
Last week of September?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me find out what day works best for everyone.
I paused my screen to see my calendar. Tim, did you have a question or did somebody say?
I did,
Okay.
Tammy, about the PowerPoint thing. And I don't know if this is what you were alluding to, Lisa, was the clicker. Will we have a clicker in our hand clicking our own slides, or will they be advancing the slides?
Oh,
Or would we need to have them on automation? Because I
No.
know most TED Talks, they have the clicker in their hand,
yes.
but I just wanted to, so they have control over it based on the pace of their talk.
Yeah.
But I didn't, because that makes a difference if someone else is doing it versus yourself, or
Or doing
and automation is hard. So
No, you're going to click yourself. There's absolutely no way you're going to give a talk. Okay, next slide. No. Yeah, this is going to need to be a talk. You just happen to have slides. So I think at some point it can't be like, as you can see in this slide, unless the slide, do you understand what I mean? Like, I think you need to know that you're giving a TED talk, and a TED talk is really just a talk.
right.
Just enhance. You shouldn't reference the slide. The slide is not your talk.
Right. And I know that's how they are. That's why I was thinking,
Yeah.
ooh, we really need a clicker, because that way it can just kind of advance without us having to,
Yes.
interrupt the talk to.
Oh, but I will tell you, there was one talk that I helped somebody with, and she didn't necessarily want to have a PowerPoint, but she wanted to have a slideshow of different images going. So, because her talk was about culture and differences in the way people dress and the way they look and stuff. So she didn't use the clicker. She let it go on auto, and it was just kind of an effect as she was giving her talk of different faces, different situations, different people. So, I mean, that could maybe be, I mean, I'm not telling someone to do that, but if you felt like that's what your talk needs, right, then you can do that, right? So use the slides to enhance your talk.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have a quick question. And I don't know if you're going to get to it, but as far as the videos, the three organizations that we picked, CASA, Metro Ministries, and they're actually doing the videos, but I didn't know if there was a deadline, like when you want those. I told them, for now it was as soon as possible, but I'd kind of like to give them a deadline.
What was the third one? It was Metro, CASA, and
Purple Door.
Purple Door.
Yeah. Yeah. So let's just pick a date.
Okay. I didn't know when they were needed to incorporate into the whole scheme of things.
Well, we need it on the day for sure, but let's say October 1st.
October 1st. Okay. Perfect. Thank you.
And then Chris, is that your little guy, Chris?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Do you need to go, or you're gonna bring him
No, he's fine.
to be with us?
He's right here behind me.
Okay. Okay, so October 1st for your video, and then if we can, Chris, if we can maybe even get Aurora Theater booked the week of the 28th through the 2nd. Do you guys prefer Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday? Maybe Friday?
Yes, I personally, because my boys are doing school at home, I prefer the end of the week, because then we have martial arts and all that stuff out of the way in the
And maybe
evenings.
even a Saturday. I mean, let's think through it, right? What if we pick a Saturday?
So Thursday, Friday, Saturday are much better than Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday for me. That's Tammy, sorry.
Anyone else?
Are you talking about this is the day that we're going to film?
Yeah.
So because first we were going to film it keeps getting closer. So now we just have 2 weeks? Are you talking about 2 weeks till we do this?
Yes. You didn't know that we were going to record on that day? I'm so sorry.
I thought we were recording the first week of October.
Yes, so we're actually recording. So October starts in the week of September 28th. Sorry. We want to have enough time to have the recordings, edit them, and then have them ready for the 17th, if that makes sense. Because I think if we record the videos, let's say on the 2nd or the 3rd, Jonathan has a week to edit them, make them good. If we need to make any, let's just say you record and it doesn't work out. I think we give ourselves enough time to record again. Does that make sense?
Okay. So we're looking at the 2nd or the 3rd.
Right, yes. I like the 3rd, but.
Yeah, Saturday, the 3rd.
Yeah.
I vote.
We just say the 3rd?
Yes, please.
Can we do this? I would want to do a dry run, and it could even be virtual on the 2nd. If that makes sense what I'm saying. Like, I think we can all hear everyone's talk on the 2nd, and then that way you come on the 3rd. Not that we're going to make any changes to your talk. It's just to make sure you're ready. And then on the 3rd is the talk, is the day
Okay.
we walk together. Make sense?
Okay. Uh-huh.
Can I ask a quick question? Unfortunately, those are the only days when my husband has a required work trip. My son is 9 years old, so he's not, he's not a baby.
Yes.
But because of COVID, I don't have a babysitter here, or am comfortable just finding one last minute.
Yes.
Is there like an ante room or anywhere that he can put a headset on and hang out?
Yes. It's a theater, so I mean, technically he could be your audience.
Yeah, there's like a lobby area and a table and chairs and a little couch and stuff outside of the theater.
Yeah, and I'm perfectly fine with him having more screen time, but I just didn't want to try to find a babysitter who I don't know in 2 weeks. So thank you guys.
There's
Appreciate that.
plenty of room for him to hang out.
Yeah, and I would even say, I mean, I would put him in the theater, right? Maybe at the top of it. I'm not sure.
Right, exactly.
Back.
Yeah, just make sure he's got a little corner. Thank you so much, guys.
Yeah. That was Michelle?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So everybody just, just be aware that we want to be comfortable with your situation. So if you have considerations, because we do have plans to, if we need to do 2 days, we will. But if we don't have to, then that's $300 we don't have to spend on a space.
Got it.
And
Thank you.
Liza, at some point, can you or Chris send out communications to all the speakers about the final date that y'all picked for recording?
Yes, I already have that in my notes. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Megan. And is everyone okay with Saturday then?
Uh-huh.
Saturday,
Yes.
October 3rd, right? Or was it 2nd? It's 3rd. Okay, and then do we say 9 a.m. to, how many speakers do we have? 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 9 to 6,
Works for me.
and we'll schedule everybody accordingly.
Sounds good to me.
Okay.
Tammy, yeah.
And the talks are 5 to 7 minutes, and so I'm being overly, I guess, you're not going to be there the whole day, but the point
Are
is,
you gonna want everyone there in the beginning or show up for our scheduled talk?
I think you should show up. And what we'll probably do is split everyone maybe into 2 or 3 groups. So show up in your groups, and then that way everyone's not there all day.
Okay.
Yeah. So we'll work on that. We'll come up with a schedule for arrival, right?
Yes, thank you.
What if you give your talk and you one take and you're done, right? And what if like for some reason it takes 3 or 4 takes or 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 or 9 or 10? We want it to be really good. So we want you to be comfortable and have enough time and not feel rushed, right? So I think this will be good if we get there early and then give everybody enough time to be awesome. Okay, so I think Chris said he would figure this out. And then we can ask Jonathan about this. Schedule the day, we already did that. Go for slides. Nonprofit videos, deadline was it the 1st, right? And what will be cool, Christina, is when we get their videos is if we can send them to Jonathan and he can turn them into, like, put a slide before. I kind of like to bookend, I guess you could say. Videos with, like, graphics that fit the theme, right? So it could be like a graphic that says TEDxColePark presents, Metro Ministries, and then Metro's video, right? And then whatever slide we want at the end of thank you, Metro, for connecting in the community or something, right? So we want to just make it branded. So they shouldn't have to worry about that. We'll do that, right?
Okay. I gave them our theme because they were asking whether they should use a video that they already have or if they make their own. And I know one organization was like, oh, well, they got excited and they wanted to make their own. And then the other one was like, well, we already have a video we can use. So we're doing it different, but I told them to send it to us so that I could send it to you to look over first. to make sure that that's what that it's okay.
Yeah.
I need the committee to look over it to make sure they approve, and then give you feedback if we need feedback on it. So it wasn't like, they know it might not be the final draft, and then we just go from there. But whether it's just me giving feedback or whatever, I was like, I wanted to make sure they didn't know, they knew that it wasn't like whatever they submitted wasn't going to be the final thing, because I didn't know what they were going to give me.
Yeah, and I think that's a good idea. So, and have them not see October 1st as the date. So if they can send it earlier, that's better. And then maybe at one of these meetings, we can play the videos as we get them and approve them. Because what if, a nonprofit is saying something that we don't want necessarily, that's political, or, we just kind of don't want to go there, right? So,
Yes.
so have them just know that if they can send it early, better, but October 1st.
Okay, that'll be great. And if they send me if one of them sends it to me, then I'll present it. And I'm not gonna wait on all three. So that way we can get those going. And is that okay?
Yes.
Okay.
Perfect. Okay. So I think we're good. I'm just asking a question about the speakers. Is everyone feeling good about their talks?
Yes.
Okay. And Megan, everyone's good on your end with your peoples? And is Deshauna on here? I can't see who's on. Good participants. I don't know if Megan heard me, but Deshauna's not on here. I think, did Megan drop? She did. Okay, so, everyone who's here right now, you're working well with the coaches and you're getting your talks really awesome, right? Are you guys still there?
Where did everybody go?
I'm sorry, say again.
That's okay. It's okay. No big deal. Okay, so the next thing I want to talk through is the VIP, okay? So I'm needing to send an email to the people who had already bought VIP and let them know. And there was 2 people who had bought VIP who said no more, that they can't attend anymore. So I had to refund them their VIP purchase. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, so now we have less people who are interested in the VIP experience, and Nikki needs to have like a minimum of stuff, right? So that way she's able to order. So I just wanted to ask you all, initially the reason the VIP was the way it was is $80, right? I don't know whether that's too much now. Is because of the cost of the stuff that we were getting. And it wasn't that we're gonna be making any money from it. It was gonna be because that's just how much it costs to get all the items that were gonna be in the VIP package. Everyone in VIP was gonna get a chair, and they were gonna get a blanket. Like, they were getting all the stuff to set up their VIP quarantine spot. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So that's what the $80 was paying for. And I was also accounting for the fact that we're gonna buy them drinks and, iced drinks in the VIP room, right? So now that we're not doing that per se, and I know this may be late in the game, but because we haven't necessarily advertised it, what do you guys think about the VIP?
How many people are registered for it?
Now we have 3. And okay, so let me just say full disclosure, it was supposed to be a surprise, but the speakers was supposed to also get VIP, but it was supposed to be a surprise. So I'm telling you now so you know that we have a little dilemma, because I think the assumption was we were gonna have 13. Not 13, sorry, 25.
Yeah.
So
That's the minimum? Is that
Yeah.
the minimum order?
Yeah.
25?
Mm-hmm.
But you only have 12 plus 3, you have 15, so you need 10 more?
We have 13, and then yes, so whatever the math is, yes.
Well, you have
You're saying.
12 speakers plus 3 VIPs.
No,
That's
10
15.
speakers.
We have 10
10
speakers.
speakers, sorry. I thought you said 12 earlier, and I thought, okay. So yeah, gotcha.
But we haven't promoted the VIP too much, right?
No, we haven't. So that's why I'm bringing it up, because I don't know if that number 80 is a lot, or if we need to reduce the VIP package to be 50 or 40, especially because it's like, for me right now, I feel like people would have paid $80 to have quarantine space, like dedicated, right? They don't have to worry about figuring it out, right?
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
But now the $80 was even just for that mentally. So whether we gave them stuff or not, it didn't really matter. The point of the $80 was they got their quarantine space. Now you're at your house and you're just gonna, not that you're just gonna get a candle and swag, but it's like $80 worth of stuff that you may not even care for. So let's think through that. We still want to have a VIP like package sent, but do we want it to be $80 worth?
Yeah, I mean, is all of the swag, it's like costs $80, like with shipping and everything?
Yes.
Okay.
What if you, oh, okay.
Because like if we didn't do so many different things, I don't know, I guess like what is in the VIP package? I know we like looked at it before and like saw some of the items, but like exactly what is in the
Sure. Can you guys see the store?
Yes.
Okay.
It looks good.
Yeah. So this is not all, and I'm realizing that not everything's on here. The way she also has, okay, yeah, it's not all on here. In addition to like the keychain, the magnet, they'll get a decal, a mask. I think we're doing the mug. We're gonna do a candle that's a ColePark scent. So somebody's curating that for us. I think she was gonna do that barbecue sauce. And then we were also gonna do a journal, like a notebook. And on the front, it had TEDxColePark, kind of like her husband does this stuff where he can, you know, I guess it's like
emboss it almost or something.
Yeah, emboss it. Thank you so much. Yes, whoever said that. Anyway, it was stuff, right? But for me, I kind of feel like the whole point is lost. The point of the VIP was 25. We could only have 25 because I remember going there and going, okay, this is enough space for 2 rows, right? And then 12 people each row, quarantined to be in front of the amphitheater. But now it's kind of like, that's what you were paying for, really. I was like, I want to pay for VIP for my family, you know? So I don't know if you understand what I'm saying.
I mean, you could lower it, but you said that they were also going to get some kind of like food or something. Is that still part of it besides the swag?
No, not anymore. I think it's just too hard to go shop at HEB and deliver. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I was just thinking if you had, but that might be too much if you had a sponsor just to be like, okay, we just need this many dropped off and that's it. I mean, people might want to like that if they have like a little, what do they call those? Shattery boxes. I can't say the name.
What is it? I don't know.
Charcuterie.
Yeah, I was like shattery. I don't know what they're called.
You could ask Madeira Charcuterie and see if they want to partner or something.
I don't even know what y'all are talking about. What is this? What is it?
A charcuterie board is like, different wine, or not.
Yeah, you can do like cheeses and stuff. Something simple that's not. It's with the CH. Just put in you can put the business in if you want to.
I don't know how to spell anything, guys. I don't even know what you're talking about.
That's close enough. It'll come out.
There you go.
Okay. I'm like, y'all are educating me. I don't even know what this is. Okay.
I still can't pronounce it, so it's all good.
Platters. No, I'm kidding.
But that place, whoever mentioned it, has really cool ones in a box.
Oh, what is it?
But they're like $50 a box. They're very expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
well, I was thinking like a partner or something. I don't know if they would actually want a partner. That's a lot of money for them, but.
Anyway,
So,
I say that you consider eliminating the VIP because you really only have 3 paid.
Yeah.
And because it's not so significant anymore.
Yes.
That we cut our losses and move on and do something to, maybe we use that swag or something that we already committed to purchasing it?
No, not yet. So I think this is the conversation right now to determine that. And I like what you're saying because we'll still have the store. People can still buy.
Right.
People can still buy a shirt and all that stuff you saw. And we'll add more stuff. Right now the collection is slim, but we're adding more stuff. And so if we eliminate the VIP, we give the people back the VIP that they bought. And then we tell them, you can use this money we refunded you to go shop at the store and it'll be delivered to you. Does that make sense? Like, we refund them their money to go do what they want with it. They can go buy merch or they can go to H-E-B and buy whatever they want, right?
I think it just checks one more thing off the list of things to do.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Uncomplicates things.
Yeah, that'll help.
Yes.
Okay.
I think the only
I
question,
trust you, Amy. You awesome.
I think the question you'll need to ask, is it Lisa or meeting Corpus Christi,
Uh-huh.
is like, is there a minimum that she's going to want for those items if they're purchased singularly?
Right. And what we decided is that anything she puts in the collection, the only thing she was waiting on was the candle. That's the only one. Everything else she has, there's no minimum. We didn't want to have anything that required a minimum because we don't want to go into this thing of we need 25, you know?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
everything at her
Okay, I mean,
store
if
is,
that's the only thing, and I think you could even do like a candle pre-order and then contact those people, you know, if there's not enough.
and
or
she
something.
can do that on her end. She did that for us for did you guys shop the 100-year vote one?
I didn't even
Yeah,
see it.
100 years. So this year is the 100th year of women's right to vote. And we made
That's cool.
shirts,
Cool.
all this. And so the shirts were on pre-order, right? I don't know, Megan's not here, but if Megan was here, she would have told you. The shirts are on pre-order and they sold out in 2 days. And then she brought them back because now everybody wants a shirt. So she actually even has them physically in her store now.
I think the Cole Park candle is going to go crazy.
Yeah, so I mean, so she can do that. She had this as pre-sale. This was a the hats were pre-sale too, and I think and the tank and everything, just like it was crazy. Oh yeah, and these cards were pre-sale too. It was pretty crazy. So we're hoping that this continues, right? And then the good thing about working with Nikki is on the flip side, her husband does this stuff. So he physically, like, if somebody orders, they make it, they ship it.
He said they make 90% of their stuff in-house right there.
Yes.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah,
So when we say local, I mean, we're talking like you can go to Nikki's and see them making your thing right there, you know? I love that. To me, I'm like, this is just exactly what we should be doing, right? So I love the fact that we're deleting the VIP and we'll just focus on making the merchandise really good, okay? Good quality merchandise that people can spend money on if they want. All right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes.
So I'm kind of skimming because I know some of this stuff is important, but I just want to make sure that I've gone through everything. Simone said she couldn't be here, but I just want to take a moment to just thank her so much for that video. Oh my gosh. Did you all like it? The video she made?
She was so nervous to send it to you guys. She made me preview it because she didn't know if it was good or not.
There's the little guys there. Oh my goodness.
She a perfectionist, Chris.
She's a German engineer, put it that way.
She's awesome. I love her. She's awesome though.
It was so good. Like, honestly, I was crying watching it. Like, especially, okay, so I was not expecting y'all's pictures. So as soon as like the first speaker came on, it was like, I don't know, the music or the mood, it was awesome. So, so I just want to congratulate her for that. The second thing she's working on based off of that video is trying to get sponsors. So if you guys can help, if you can post that video and maybe take verbiage from my posts and Chris's posts and cut and paste it into emails. And I haven't done it yet, but I'm planning on doing a cut and paste into an email of contacts that I have that have donated at events before. And just let's use that video to help us generate some sponsorship, if that makes sense.
Yeah, everybody share as much as you can, please.
Yes. Let's get sponsorship because I mean, what if we get somebody to pay $1,000 for this hop-in thing? Oh my gosh, like, it'll be epic, you know? I don't know who wants to do that. In my mind, I kept thinking, I was like, okay, maybe a company can pay the $1,000 because it's $1,000 for the year. And then, like, now they have it, and anyone who wants to use it, they've already, like, they have it, and they can just say every time we're donating, but they, like, it's a $1,000 donation for the whole year, right? That they can let people use it. Anyway, that's just a whole other thing. But please share the sponsorship. And then I just realized this, and I had no idea until Saturday, that most of the people that I met on Saturday. I have not met you in person ever. And I know I arrived super late. So it was so weird because some had masks on and it was just like meeting people for the first time that you'd never met before. So I just want to thank you all so much for coming out on Saturday and making that experience kind of fun, especially because we had never seen each other before, ever. Like I'd never met Chris in real life.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and I think half of everyone here I've not met in real life. So this is it was very like, and I didn't realize why I was feeling so awkward. And it's because I've never met you guys, some of you before. So it was just weird.
Tammy's boys and all the kids were the best part.
Yeah, it was so cool. Oh my gosh, Tammy, I really love the picture of you and your boys. I put it on my Power Up page this morning.
I saw that. Thank you.
Yeah. Oh gosh, I just love your boys. Okay, so so thank you so much. And then another surprise, Tim bought us the red circle as a donation from South Texas Mental Health Association.
What?
I know. I was like, what? Because here was I going, we need a red circle. I want the speakers on stage with the red TED. It needs to be the red TED circle. And he's like, we already got it. I was like, oh my goodness. So perfect. And then the other thing that we really needed was the signs. And I think, Chris, did you pull the trigger on that?
Amy and I decided to wait till Monday because she has some people that are possibly going to donate the sign.
Okay, perfect. If that doesn't go through, then I think we found like an option that's less than $300, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
But they're 2 feet tall.
Well, you
They're
can make them
little
anything you want. The ones I priced were 28 inches tall. So
Yeah, that's a little over 2 feet tall.
Yeah.
Hold on. I went behind my green screen to get a tape measure. I can't visually, I've had to pull this thing out every time. So 2 feet is not that tall, is it? If it's on the floor?
Like a small
Well, I mean, you can set it on a table with a linen on it so that the table,
Like a black linen, so they're kind of like hovering. Okay, that's not bad then. Those are, I mean, I guess it's a good sign. Anyway, either way, it doesn't matter. Last time we could only afford an X. So this would be kind of cool if we can afford more than that. Okay, so I don't have anything else that's super important. Does anyone have anything else that's important? And just for the last few minutes, I'll go over everything, but is there anything else that the event won't fly if we don't have it?
I just did have a question on, I know we had sent like images of the posters and stuff. Was there a decision made on that? Because it was just kind of like I don't know if it was a veto on the design or what.
I think he was just gonna take out the starfish and just leave sort of like the way in the video, the connect thing, the grid, whatever you call it. Did he not do that, Chris?
He hasn't changed anything yet. He hasn't had time to do anything.
Yeah, that's fine. And it's totally fine. I mean, you know, everyone's volunteering. So that, and I don't think it's like mandatory, right? So it would just be a nice thing to have.
Okay,
I just personally didn't like and it's my preference, right? And of course, if everyone likes it, but I think everyone on Saturday said that they also preferred it the other way. I felt like the starfish took away from the connect theme because it also had other words.
Yep.
So I prefer it with that. I prefer the clean look.
Yes.
Simple.
Yeah.
I'm wondering, this is Marge, I'm wondering how many people do we have registered so far? Do you know?
Yes. So we actually had to increase. So we had sold out and I didn't realize it because I went on there and I had people telling me I can't register. And so I can tell you right now if I log in. Oh, well, I'll tell you, it's over 100. It's like 120.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
But you also have over 400 interested in the event.
Right. And
so
keep
there
in
may
mind,
be some more registrations.
Yeah, we haven't actually, because we haven't selected the platform yet, and now I guess, let's just pull the trigger. It's going to be Zoom, okay? Once that is done, now we can start sending the planning, sorry, not the planning. We can start sending the registration for the Zoom, right? Because people still need to register on Zoom to attend the Zoom event. And now we can start pushing that. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think we've, yeah, that's great.
Yeah. But the whole point was everybody goes to the website to do the Eventbrite. And that was a placeholder because we didn't know, you know, it was going to be at ColePark physically before. But now that we know it's virtual, we still have to send the Eventbrite people the location.
Okay.
So the 400 who are on Facebook right now, I think on Facebook we already flipped it to say virtual, if I'm not mistaken, or maybe we didn't. Either way, the people on Facebook, I mean, because now it's not physical, they don't have to do the Eventbrite. We can just send them the link to go register for the Zoom. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it can get on their calendars because I like how it like directs to put on your calendar too.
Yeah. So,
Oh, and Tim was saying that 361 Wellness was the one who donated the red circle carpet.
okay, sorry.
Let's change that just in case.
26, yes, we need to know because we're going to be doing thank yous. And another thing I told Simone was whoever, like, if people help on stuff, if you guys can come on here and put their names, because like the guy who did the voiceover, like he may not want his name. I think he said he didn't want his name, but like, you know, that's time, right? Somebody spent reading for us and making it sound really good.
On the event on Facebook,
Uh-huh.
there's 485 people going or interested. I think, and you can ask Veronica, I'm not sure who's doing this for us, but you can send them like a push notification, like an update, an event update that will make them decide that they need to hurry up and register.
Right. And now that we get the link, then we'll do that. Does that make sense?
The registration link you said, right?
Yeah, like the Zoom link. Right, so when you come to the planning meeting, you still have to register. That's how you control issues with spammers, is by making people register. But when you have people register ahead of time, then they can add it to their calendar. And I think, I don't know who said that, I can't. Stephanie, did you say that?
Yeah, Stephanie.
Yeah. Then they'll add it to their calendar. Does that make sense?
Yes.
And that's how we control
Yes.
any issues of people.
Liza, I don't think I have access to this event. I don't know if I do, but it has not been updated on the actual event page, if I'm correct. It still says ColePark and it still says tickets are $80.
Okay. Well, based on this meeting, a few decisions were made, so we're going to make those changes.
Okay, awesome.
So Rita, are you talking about the webpage?
I'm talking about the event page,
Yeah.
the Facebook event page. I figured not because we hadn't made any decisions, but I think we're good, like Lisa said.
The location, and we really needed to know, is it hop-in or is it Zoom? And if it was hop-in, then obviously it would have been a different process, right, for them to go to the event. Now that we're using Zoom, now we can just, let's just go with that, right? And we'll change it. Now we'll flip everything to be almost like, you remember when we did the TEDx live thing? We did TEDx live when we did the speaker announcement.
Uh-huh.
We'll do it like that.
Yeah, I think the webpage needs to be looked at also for that. I'm trying to remember the name of the
TEDxColePark.com.
Yeah, thanks.
So the point here is that the decisions that were made today is what is sparking changes that need to happen across the board everywhere. We didn't know this stuff until like right now.
Awesome.
So we're gonna make the changes, okay?
Okay.
Okay, I think we're kind of out of time. We have 2 more minutes. Anybody have anything else?
If any of the coaches or speakers can let me know if they're not getting attention, please contact me. My time is so limited right now. I've been meaning to reach out to all the coaches and all the speakers, and I've only heard back from some of them. Please yell at me if you need any help.
Yeah, I think, Chris, what's happening is everybody's having the same problems because in the COVID world, lots of people are working from home, and it's actually slightly busier for them because everybody's working from home if they're, so I know for me, Debbie and I have had, it's kind of hard to find time, and I'm okay with it. Just to let you know, Chris, I'm not worried. Otherwise, I would have contacted you. I think you know that, but
I just don't want to neglect anybody. Feel free.
I understand. Yeah, it's just real different because we can't just go like easily meet at the coffee shop. I mean, we could, of course we could, but
thank you.
I wouldn't worry too much, but yeah, thank you for that support because I think it's very, very helpful.
Yeah. Again, like if you're a speaker, you need to know that all of this work is just for your video. If that makes
I
sense.
know. It's a lot.
Yeah, and it's not, and the whole point of it is we want it to be TED worthy, because if it's not TED worthy, then they don't put it on the TED website, and then we just, not that we've done nothing, but
Yeah.
kind of like we might as well make it awesome.
And just remember, everybody, this is only the beginning. We're gonna do so much more and get better every time.
Yeah, I want to do a youth one next. I really feel good
Yes.
about like under 18s only.
Yes.
I feel that'd be good. Oh, and then, oh my gosh, we haven't done this yet. Can we pick a date for TEDx Corpus Christi already? Because I just need to apply now. It takes so long to get these approvals, y'all, that I just need to send it in. And if we pick a date, we can move it. So can we say like January or February?
I think that's too soon.
Okay.
Honestly, like the speaker turnaround was very quick this time around, and like the marketing, I know Moose was like, we needed to have a lot more time. So I feel like March or even like July, like a good amount of time to get a number of speakers and marketing for that as well. Like we'll still have the hype up from this one, but I think that there can be a longer timeline for that.
I wanted to do it in the spring, but I think we need to wait at least till summer.
No, I don't want to wait that long. Sorry, guys. Okay, so it's either going to be February or March, because if we wait too long, like we just kind of lose momentum. And so we're talking next year, right? So October we'll have finished the event. And keep in mind, I don't know if you all know this, but we can't have more than 100 people at our events. TED doesn't allow like 1,000 people at the American Bank Center.
Even virtually?
Virtually, they don't really like say anything about that, but I'm assuming that by next year, hopefully we're doing it in person.
I think maybe by March you can think about potentially doing it in person, but even that, like, chances are very slim. Like in terms of classes, like the schools and stuff, they're still like, I know in like the public school, CCISD, like secondary school level, they're going in person, but at the collegiate level, they're still considering being virtual. So I think we just need to like kind of keep an eye on that.
Okay.
Yeah, I can
Just a
speak to
heads
the
up.
spring semester at CAMUCC. We're sticking with exactly the same as now. We have 25% in person, 50% blended, and 25% online, and they're sticking with that. So for spring.
Okay.
Yeah, I
a
think
heads up.
March could be okay.
We can move the date. We just need to pick a date now, and then I apply, and then we're just going through it. Does that make sense? That way it's
okay.
done.
Yeah, just for like application purposes, whatever date in
Well,
February.
we're gonna announce
March,
it at
sounds
our
good.
October event so that people can start preparing for March. Does that make sense?
So the only issue with March is spring breaks. Sorry, I don't mean to throw a wrench in it.
No,
'cause I
that's
love.
good. But it's good, right? So we have had an event during spring break and it was perfect.
Oh, okay, good.
So,
Good.
we can do like March 6th.
That's good to know.
March 6th would be good too, I think. Something like that. Right? I don't want to make it too close to St. Patrick's Day because that's usually when spring break is.
It's usually
Right.
next week.
So I'd rather it not be in
So
during
March
spring break. So I
6th?
like March 6th.
Yeah. So I'm going to apply for March 6th. And so now it's going to be TEDx Corpus, okay? So we'll say that that's our biggie. March 6th. I like that date. March 6th, 2021. Okay. That's pretty much all I had, everyone. I put some, I don't know if you all saw, but I have some question marks. I have to review the press release. Amy already did it. It's literally done. We just need to pull the trigger on it. Thanks, Amy.
Welcome.
The sponsor list registration, I just thought of that. So what I'm going to do is just create a Google Doc, and it'll have like some guidelines that the sponsors need to know that they're going to abide by. And not that they're making any payment, but they're just saying that they want to sponsor, they're pledging to sponsor. And then that can go to Simone. Simone can get an email saying so-and-so wants to sponsor, contact them. We definitely need to do speaker check-ins. So I have it on my list, Chris, but I'm going to do it too. So let's both do it, because everybody has different vibes with everyone. So I just want to make sure everyone is taken care of, just like you are too, Chris.
Thank you.
And you and your little guy over there, you just need to be daddy 100%. And then like we'll get the drippings. If you have drippings, we'll take them.
Thank you.
Oh, God.
Like extras, and like right now you're here with us and your little guy. Thank you.
He's dripping right now.
He's dripping. That's good.
Oh my gosh. Stephanie, now that we have more details, once the press release goes out, do you want to reach out to more like stations? Is that what we're looking at?
Yeah, I think that'd be a great idea.
Or even just like the show, like with Barbie
I think,
and
yeah,
stuff.
I think stations and radios are good.
Like, are you guys going to do the Revolve One podcast? Everyone is lined up for that?
Oh, I need to go look at that.
Yes.
Register for that.
Yeah, Rudy's so easy to work with.
Yeah. And then I was going to say, if you're a speaker and you're trying to build a brand for the thing that you're speaking on, you need to use this time, because after the event, you kind of lose the momentum, honestly. So use this time, ask me questions. If you need to get on my show, get on my show. Like, use this time to promote yourself, okay? And I don't want to say like, I want to tell you, no elephant in the room. Everyone who gets on a TED stage has an agenda. Even like if you see the most successful people who go on a TED stage and give a really great talk, it's because they were launching a book, or they have a project, or they have something. Just know the elephant in the room is everyone has an agenda when they're doing a talk. Let's do it, okay? Let's move your agenda ahead. Okay, perfect. Okay, everyone. I know that we don't have everybody on video, but let's take a picture, especially because we have the baby with us. Okay, you ready? 1, 2, 3. Okay, thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Thank
Have a
you.
good week.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.